I want to talk about the fall equinox today, or the autumnal equinox. It's actually going to happen later this week. I think it's technically early Monday morning. Um, and yeah, it's the also known as the first day of fall, but it's the exact balance between the summer solstice and the winter solstice. And in my tradition, the fall equinox, I really like to use the medicine wheel. Different solstices and equinoxes, I like to use different things. The winter solstice, for instance, is to me about the light and first light and all that fun stuff. For the fall, I really like the medicine wheel, and I want to start out with, in the East is a place of new beginnings, and that's where we enter the wheel in our tradition. And so you have childhood and new beginnings there. You come around to the south. Okay, and I'm realizing this is going probably backwards. Probably should go east, south, west. We'll see how that works. Up to the north. We'll try that. So when you start in the east, I want to talk about the things are opposite in the wheel are different. Like the east and the west, just like directionally, they're kind of opposites in a way. And so you have in the East, it's pure conception, it's pure possibility. There's no form, it's just an idea, it's a vision. And then as you move around the wheel to the south, we begin accumulating form. You're trying things in the south, trial and error. You're starting to dance awake your vision that you had in the East. And you're accumulating form as you go around the wheel toward the west. And now at the fall equinox is when that form comes to its fruition. It comes to its completion. It's like its maturity. Its peak. It's like the peak of form. Okay, and then after the west, it's like the dissolution of form as you go up to the north. And then back to the east where there is no form of the old thing, but we can have the vision of the new thing and begin to accumulate, etc. So this is the time of year that is about form. Okay, we've accumulated form for the last 6 months. And so it means we've created some things and they've come into maturity, both internal things, like qualities like the ability to trust ourselves or self-compassion or, whatever it is, self-worth, intuition, maybe these different parts of ourselves, maybe inner strength or durability or some type of medicine that we're working with, some type of healing. Like these are internal qualities. And they can accumulate form because form with those is a little trickier, but it's in your ability to integrate them and have them at your disposal to use as you interact in the world. And then we also can create things outside of ourselves, like relationships and businesses and projects and accomplishments. It might be running a race or, and so that is, and we can see that easier. And so that is something outside of us that's accumulating form. And so what we're doing at the fall equinox is we're celebrating the completion of the form of our creation, of the thing we created, either within or outside of ourselves. We created something. We accumulated form in a new thing in ourselves. And so we're celebrating it. We're giving thanks for the universe because if it's, in my tradition, when I create something, I try to co-create. I try to create it with spirit, with the universe, with God. I try to co-create with. And so I'm giving thanks. It's a place of gratitude. Like thanks, we created. It's also celebrating. It's like we created this amazing thing together, and maybe we created it with our people. And so one of my favorite ways to celebrate is like those old harvest festivals that people still do. They're not as common as they used to be, perhaps, but I think they're really cool. Where you bring things that you grew in your garden or meat from your ranch or milk, or just like the things that you created, and the abundance of your harvest. And then you have a party with those things, and you celebrate with the people, with your people. And so it's really an important time. That harvest party is just saying that it's complete. Like, I created this, it's complete. Okay? And it's just really celebrating that that I'm complete. Like it's a place of fruition. Like, there's nowhere to go. Like, this form has taken its peak, and I've put my energy in it. Now it's complete. Okay? And now I'm complete. I mean, hopefully we find a way to be complete at all the places on the medicine wheel, because it's good. But it's a really easy thing to see here. I'm complete, I'm enough, and I have abundance. I've created abundance, and the universe has provided abundance. Nature has provided abundance, and I am complete, and I'm one with myself. I'm one with nature. I'm one with the completion of this creation. And that is something to celebrate. And so my suggestion, one way you can do that is we are going to do an online ceremony on Sunday, actually, from 9 to noon Pacific time. And you can get information there. I guess this is a little bit of an infomercial here, is that you can get information there at naturalwayofbeing.com on the calendar page. And you can see a place. It's $25, and it's 3 hours long. We'll do some ceremony. We'll do kind of a guided image, what do you call those things? A shamanic journey. Let's go with that. And then we'll also do a sharing circle, and we'll do a sacred pipe ceremony to offer our prayer of thanks, of completion, to offer our prayer of completion. So if you want to join, you can. Or if you want to do that on your own in some ways, what you can do is just really think about what you brought to life, what you brought to form, what you brought to completion this last 6 months, this year. When we grew things, and when we what are we harvesting? And then, and it's a time to give thanks and compassion for all the abundance that was provided to you, and to me, and say it's celebrating it, and it's holding it with gratitude. Because I couldn't have done it. It's saying, really, I couldn't have done this myself. I'm acknowledging the success that I've had, but I'm also giving thanks to, the abundance that was bestowed upon me by nature, by spirit, by life. So I got an acting out kitty here, sorry. And so anyway, that is something that you can do. And I just suggest that when you do your journaling, or sit with yourself for a little bit this week, and find and kind of just inventory what you've created, what you've been working on, and how it's accumulated form, and the trial and error, the journey that you went through with it, and now how it's formed. And if it's not complete, it's a really good time to complete it. It may be sometimes artists, for instance, and we're all artists in a way, is like we have that resistance, that last bit to get it completed. Because if we complete it, then maybe people will judge it or whatever else. So if we have resistance, get it completed. It's a good time to complete things, and then call them good and call them complete. Even if it's not perfect, you call this complete. If you want to, do a new completion, a new project later, you can, but complete it, celebrate it, give thanks to it, because there's a lot of abundance. And what you're really doing is one of my favorite teachings. I actually got this from my coach that I'm working with, Lena. Some great Lena medicine. And What she talks about is when you celebrate something, you're telling the universe, okay, that yes, this is something that I like. You provided this, and I want more of this, please. Like you're sending me this, you're sending me this thing right now, and I like this because it gives feedback to the universe, and it also gives gratitude. This is the power of gratitude. It's saying yes. It's saying yes, more of this, please. Thank you for it. I'm so thankful. And yes, send more of this. This is what I'm wanting. Because then you're giving spirit, your spirit guides, whatever your beliefs are, God, you're giving, spirit and nature and the universe feedback. It's like, yes, I want this. This is what I want. Keep this coming, and that's what the Harvest Festival does. It says, yes, this is it. Thank you. Keep sending this, more of this, please. So that's another powerful part of the teaching of gratitude. And it's the perfect time of year to say yes to the universe, thank you to the universe, thank you to yourself, thankful to your people. And while you're at it, you might as well celebrate it and have a harvest party with your people. So find a way to celebrate the abundance that you've created this year. That is your homework. And that is my video for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Happy fall equinox. And maybe as you go through your week, think of some things that you've completed and some things that you can celebrate, have gratitude for, and say, yes, let's continue this. This is the direction that I want to go. Keep this coming, universe. And I will see you in a week.